Stewie must not be looking forward to this video either because he just pooped on the carpet again. Anyways, while he sits in the bathroom and thinks about what he did, we're going to go out here and tear this white turd apart. And first thing I need to do, I wanted to take the engine out, the engine and transmission, but I had somebody contact me and they want the seats for sure, possibly the whole interior, and they can come next weekend. It's a long drive for them to Long Island. I'm like, why the... Well, supposedly they're redoing a Cavalier and they want to put Cobalt parts in it. So I got to go out here, get some measurements, send to him, and make sure that that's what he wants. Alright, so I was going to come in here and go to the bathroom before I went out into the garage, and this is where I put him to think about his thoughts. And he's hiding behind the shower curtain because he knows he did bad. What are you doing? Time has come to tear into the Cobalt.
Some of the bumper fell out. I'm just going to tear it apart the only way I know.
I feel so much better. Those were all bad parts. I got, I'm gonna fix it now. There, it's fixed it. So the first thing I'm gonna do with this is disconnect the battery. There's no coolant in it. There is no Freon in it, so we don't have to worry about draining any of that stuff before we get into it. But like I said, I'm going to pull the battery or disconnect it. I'm going to make sure it's in neutral. That's a key thing right now, so I can move it forward and backwards in here, so I have more room to get it stuff. But the seats, I'm going to get those out right now. I don't know if I'll get into the dash, but maybe we'll get into the electronics and stuff. But let's just start tearing into her. Right now is a perfect opportunity for me to stock up on hardware. I was getting low on good stuff. Like when I would go to Johnny's, I would always stock up on bolts and stuff that I thought I would use, and I've used most of those. So like all this hardware and stuff, I'm going to throw in a bin, and I'll have for other projects. I might even take the hinge bolts out. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff here that we can keep to use for other things. This one looked like it had a fire in here too as well. That's why that mat's no good. You can see the burn mark there. The exhaust must have had a hole in it or something, and it got hot in there and it burned up the paint and everything. And looked like it might have been a little bit of a fire. There's also some damage over here, and underneath you can see the crinkle inside of there. And you can also see it knocked in right there. So this thing was also hit. I don't know if the whole back end might be actually knocked in, because it's got a little bit of a bow to it. It's a little bit further in over here. That's probably why the trunk didn't fit right, why this bumper doesn't really fit right. But there's two bolts there that hold the back seats in. I took those two bolts out, and I think they'll just come right out now. I'll have to get in there and see. As for the bottom seat cushions, all you have to do to get them out, as you see those clips there, you have to push in, like back towards the back and down at the same time, and they'll unclip. And you do each side, and yeah, comes right out. There's nothing else holding this in. The back, There's 2 bolts. Do hold that in. There's also something on each end holding that bar in. So these side panels have to come off in order to get those out. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off real quick and hopefully get that out. So my camera died while I was in the middle of tearing the dash apart. Got it all apart. Got all the airbags out, all the seats, everything, the radio. We're tore apart here. So here's my front seats, center console, back seats. There's my airbags. There's the steering wheel bag. This is the passenger side bag that I struggled with a little bit, and all that you have to do is there's a little trap door up underneath the dash. Let me get over here and show you. There's a little trap door down here. Well, I already tore all this. Oh, here it is. And you take that off, and there's 2 bolts in it right there, and then it'll come up out with the dash, or you can pull it up out of the dash and it makes it easier. But yeah, you can see you got the shifter out, shifter mechanism, gauge cluster. There's the top of the dash, there's the front piece of the dash. I have more dash pieces here. I'm probably gonna take the seatbelt retractors out, the full seat. Well, I got this one out already. But I'll probably list stuff up like all the airbag stuff. So only the front 2 seat belts are actually attached to the airbag system. I have the airbag module sitting back here somewhere. But we're getting there. I had somebody ask me about the tires. I said I just need tires to put back on it. So might be swapping these tires out for somebody else for some. I said I don't care if they're bald. I just want some tires so I can haul this thing. When we get it up in the air, I am going to take the fuel tank out, and it's almost empty. This thing was on E, so there shouldn't be much in it. Suspension, not worried about it. It's not really worth anything. Engine, transmission, we'll get those out. Axles, I don't know if somebody wants that. The computer, it's right up front here. Fuse box. Yeah. So it's midweek. This is work day, so I'm not going to continue working on it right now, but I just wanted to give you a little update since my camera died while I was working on it yesterday. Also, my buddy Johnny, I promoted his channel a long time ago. He kind of went off of YouTube for a little bit. He bought a garage now, and he has that old Ford Maverick. He pulled the V8 out of it, and he is putting his Nissan SR20 DET motor in it with the 5-speed transmission. And he already sent me a picture of it sitting in there, so I'll insert that here. But I think that's pretty neat. That'll be some pretty cool content. So if you haven't seen his channel's name is Powerlifter Garage. I will put a link at the end of the video for his channel, so go check him out. I have praised these guys in the past, and I will praise them again. Weber Brothers Auto in Anvil, PA. Whenever I have trouble finding parts, I get a hold of him. As Movie has it, he hooked me up with the armrest for my Subaru. A nice condition armrest. So I'm going to go throw this in the car right now. I'm not going to video that, but I'm going to get it in there. And it's going to be a direct swap out. Sweet! So where I left off on this, I have the interior just about completely stripped. Check this out. I got a new tripod for my camera. Now this camera is light and it doesn't really need that much of one, but I've been using this crappy one for so long, and I am just, it's not straight, and I gotta like really, it's wobbly. This thing is nice, and I still didn't pay a lot for it. I think it was like $40 or something, $45. But yeah, so, and I have a new camera coming. The DJI, this is the DJI Osmo Pocket, and I have the new Osmo Pocket 2 coming. They have not shipped it yet, and I contacted them, and that being a new item, they're actually behind on shipments, so it's going to be about another week or two yet before I even see that camera. But it's the same thing as this, but it's got a wider view, so as close as you see me right now, I'll be a little bit further away. It has 4 microphones on it instead of 2 like this one has, so the sound quality should be better. Everything is better on this thing, so I'm excited for it. I am going to stop on the interior for right now, and I'm going to start in the engine bay. We're going to start unhooking stuff in here, get underneath. I'm going to cut the cat out because your boy's going to get some money for that one, and I'm going to rip this front end off its junk. Fender, hood, all that stuff needs to come off, so let's get to it. So anyways, I want to promote my Teespring page because I hardly ever sell anything. Like, I think in the 2-3 years of being on Teespring, I may have made $150 off of merch. I've made several different designs. This one is the Subaru. It's got like the STU instead of STI, Baru, and it's got Stewie's head all over it. And then this is a picture of it. And at the time you were viewing this, you've already seen the whole thing. But at the time of me recording it, we're not even to this point yet where I have the coilovers on it. So this one is available. And also, I also have the fully dipped one listed on there. And that shirt's, I have a shirt coming for that. But if you haven't seen that shirt yet, that one's funny. I really like it. So I ordered one of those for myself. I have this Stewie emblem face mask, and I have an unwrecked face mask. I have those on there as well. And I price all my stuff really low because I don't sell much. I'm not looking to make a bargain. I'm just trying to like help get my channel out there. Yeah, go check it out. feel like I've caused enough destruction for the day. All in all, could have left the engine harness on, but I just went ahead and removed it. Just going to sell the engine as it is. I'll sell the engine harness separate if somebody's looking for a harness. Fuse box. Pretty much got everything taken care of up top that I can. Everything's detached that I can see. These are starter wires. They're all detached. So, I mean, we're good to go up top here. I did take the heat shield off the back of the exhaust, and look at the manifold there. Big old crack right down the center there. So, manifold was no good. I'll just leave that on the engine. Whoever gets it, whatever. I'm probably gonna unbolt that flange right there. I'm gonna spray some PB Blaster on that tonight and give it time to soak. Then I can get underneath, start unbolting stuff underneath. I need to take the wheels off, then I can get the inner fenders out, take the fenders off. Then I need to get the axles out so that everything can pull up out as one. I'm going to pull the engine and transmission as one. I'll list it as a paired unit or separate, whatever somebody wants to do. But this engine kind of needs cleaned up a little bit, but it's still not that bad. It might not seem like it to you guys. This is a very, very long episode, and I have filled my SD card several times. So this is a lot of footage that I am compiling all into one. And I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. Tomorrow I'm gonna get my mind off this. I'm doing something else, which will be the next video. But yeah, so good night, guys. Last night I just went ahead and tore into this thing, got it up on the lift. Got the fuel tank down out. There's really not much fuel left in it, but I got to get that into a container. Yeah. So what I got to do is get the wheels off, axles out, and then start pulling bolts for the motor. There's like nothing attached. So you got your two side mounts, you got a front mount, and you got a back mount.
I'm pretty sure you're right into the core. Those late night talks and cigarettes we started sharing after work. They're kinda all I have right now, so hold on tight, it will be just
So I got this thing pretty much where I want it. I'm going to take the carpet out of the interior, a couple other things, nothing big. Then I'm going to shove all the metal that I have here inside the car to take the scrap. Next weekend I'm going to take this, get it out of here so that I have tons more room in here. Pretty much apart, and I'm happy. Get it out of here. So for the most part, I'm just, I'm only going to be selling certain things, and I'm going to try to to put them together. I still haven't got the driver's side seatbelt out. It's like the bolt is really stuck, and I'm gonna have to bust the side pieces just to get it out of there. But I think it's gonna benefit me to do that because that's part of the SRS system. So I'm gonna list it as like all of the like airbags and airbag module and seat belts together is a really good price. Engine and transmission is one price. If you want the engine harness and the ECUs, I'm going to include that for a really good price. But I only got one of the axles out. This one will not come out, so I'm not even really worried about it. I don't think anybody's going to want to buy used axles anyways, because these things are like $35 a piece. Why would you want to pay, $20 for an old used one whenever you can get a brand new one? Pretty much everything. I didn't realize these don't have power steering. It's just a regular manual rack. I didn't even know that. But I can throw most of my exhaust pieces in there, the resonator and those pipes and stuff, throw it in there. Radiators and stuff. I'll try to put all my aluminum in the back to see what I can get out of them, like radiators and stuff. They give you different prices for that. That motor mount is mostly aluminum. I don't know. Probably just throw it in as scrap because I'd have to separate it to even, whatever. That shield for the tank I got to empty out, and I'm going to throw it into the junk. Might take the fuel pump out. I don't know if that's going to be worth anything to anybody. I got to look those prices up, see how much they're worth. But for the most part, this thing needs to leave my garage so that I have space. I know there's a lot of parts here. I'm going to try to sell the whole interior as like a package deal. All the seats, the brackets, all the interior panels and stuff for like $200. If somebody wants them for that, or whatever, best offer. I'm going to get my money out of this, and we'll see what we get for the scrap. Hey, look, we're still inspected until next year. Yay! But that's going to be the end of this episode and the end of this Cobalt. I'll update you guys with what I get for the price when I take it in for scrap, and I'll update you as parts leave. But I'm not going to do another video on it. This is the last video on this thing, so good for you, good for me. The right way to pull this motor out would have been to drop this subframe. Would have been a lot easier, but I needed the subframe to put the wheels and everything back on so that this can be a roller, and it's rusted in there pretty good, so there's a chance you're going to bust those bolts off when you go to take this subframe off. So I just left it on there and pulled the motor out the best way I could by yanking it out the top. So if you like this video, do a backflip, land on your back, thrust that like button, consider subscribing, hit that dislike button if you wanted to save this rusty nugget. And we'll see you on the next episode of Alright. Why are you in the bed?
Hi, kitty. Come see daddy.
Say hi. Hi.